plant was not set at 20 seconds left, they still somehow were able to win the round. It was actually pretty darn insane. Empire ends in the final to see who makes it to PL next week.
And of course, that match will be played next week, as you said. Here and now, we have the LATAM finals, which are ramping up to be in a pretty exciting one, similar to that ENCE match in Europe. Guidance already up one map. RDevilS fighting on the back foot right now. And Border, we will start the bans out. Guidance got rid of Lion after RDevilS eliminated Habana.
Same bans on the attack. Pulse will be removed here from Border, which signifies a lot of plays in Workshop or just the bottom floor in general. So now the Pulse will be removed. RDevilS thinking for a couple seconds, and they might remove the Echo or the Mira, or maybe not even the Mira. There you go, the Echo will be taken away.
Okay.
The Maestro means that he's going to be in play, which is pretty good.
I mean, it's almost always...
Either the Maestro or the Echo.
Exactly. You usually don't see both of them banned. Sometimes both of them get banned, but usually one of the teams has some kind of agenda when it comes to that defensive ban. Like, for example, getting rid of the Pulse from Guidance Gaming. I am very, very certain the reason they're getting rid of that Pulse is that they are aware their opponents like to play Pulse on Border. Go figure. I mean, that's usually... if there's ever a Pulse ban, it's a target ban.
Yeah.
It's a knowing ban. It's not just, hey, let's get rid of Pulse, he's powerful here. Nah, no, you know somebody likes to play him.
Yeah. And this is the time where, we get to see more Latin America operators. Yes, I will only mention this as Latin America operators because in Europe and NA, even in APAC, not many people have been running Twitch.
It's true.
We saw Pentai running it with Revan, but he's very well known for being one of the only people that still plays Twitch in Europe, for example. Otherwise, it's kind of a super rare pick, not even in the top 10 picks for the region, which is pretty insane looking at how 1 year ago, Twitch was definitely up there.
Yeah. Twitch was one of the most played operators for quite a long time. I mean, even less than a year ago, if we're being honest. I mean, back when...
Until Invitational, even.
No. I mean, she still saw a play after that. I mean, overall, a very powerful operator and really good to counter the Mira. But the problem is, so rarely are you allowed to use that drone to open the Mira. There's usually diligence on the defensive side to watch for the drones if they know they're available. Sometimes you can get an early Mira when they don't know you're playing Twitch, but if they know you're playing Twitch, if they saw it in the prep before the prep phase, then yeah, they're going to be looking at the floor quite a lot. We have seen some players stand out as excellent at opening up Mira windows using those Twitch drones, from North America, Laxing as an example.
And Astro.
Astro, yeah. But it's hard. It's not easy. And, well, that is the definition of hard, I suppose. My point being, usually it doesn't see success because of that. We don't see Twitch played that often. Also, Mira being less played and more banned ties into that.
Yeah, of course. And that's why in other regions as well, you see the Twitch being picked once you have the Mira confirmed, and is a bit of a pain for you to deal with. But here, it's kind of a slow start. But at 2 minutes, the Thermit's already opening up the armory. The Mute Jammers have been taken down, and Plus in the meantime deploying his utility, at least deploying his combatant drone. And Aconite just holding the angle here from the armory lockers, making sure nobody goes in for quick peeks. It's a pretty difficult angle to expect and intercept on the defense. And
all right then.
Yeah. Actually, we can't have a rehost technically because of
so that's one round for Guidance Gaming, and unless we
let's go 1v5 it. I dare you.
Come on, Vitz, I believe in you. Apparently the only one who doesn't live in the gaming house, I guess. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. But I'm guessing most RDevilS live in the same house, and their internet may be crashed. Whatever the case be, Vitz will die to Plush as he attempts to rotate upstairs. And we will have a rehost, but that is definitely one round to Guidance Gaming. So
members and players from the region will all be attending the event. So if you are in Brazil, make sure you go there, because we're hopefully going to be there.
Yeah.
And we're going to get to see all these new and old faces yet again in the Olympic Stadium. That is the major jump now for Rainbow Six to make it to a major esport.
Yeah, definitely. Again, pretty awesome. Just that we're probably going to see all of the Latin American esports players. Like it's not just going to be the Pro League players. It'll be the Challenger League players too, and all of the casual competitive players, and pretty much everybody. That's the cool thing about putting it in Brazil.
Zig's face is on an actual bus. There are buses in Brazil that are advertising the event that have Zig's face on it. This is how far we've gotten, people. Get with the times.
That was cool to see. Armory as the next defense. The second attempt here from RDevilS, of course, after I don't want to say failed the first attempt at defending Armories, because technically they did, but also technically they weren't given a chance.
Yeah, their power failed on them.
Yeah, so in a way there was a failure. Anyway, here we go. They're going to set themselves up again on this top floor. They don't have to do it the same way. They don't have to play the same operators because they lost that round. So this is their second attempt following that. Overall, setup looks pretty standard. Although there is one deviation, well, two, I suppose. Looks like they're going to be going for a 75% hold. We have not seen a 75% hold on this top floor in many a season.
And you know what Michael means with 75% is it's a lot of effort, as you see, being put in the fountain. But on top of the reinforcements from the fountain into the admin area, there's also a mirror window being held from CCTV to look all the way down there. Usually it's one or the other. Not reinforcements in fountain and also a CCTV hold. It's going to be fairly complicated to break it, especially since you mentioned this doesn't really happen that often, and it has been a while. So this might actually throw the attacking side of Guidance Gaming a bit of course.
Yeah, so I think this was done deliberately. Well, obviously, it was done. All right, so the setup was intended to counter the attack that Guidance Gaming used in the previous round onto Armory. So in a way, obviously the information was good to have off of the first round for RDevilS, but they had a pause because of the power outage to plan off of that information. And now they have set themselves up with a perfect counterplay. Guidance Gaming are able to read this, though, it seems, and they have adjusted their attack strategy quite significantly. They will be coming from the northeast, which pretty much entirely, it's like walking around the CCTV hold. It's you can use that CCTV hold, but it's not going to help you type deal. Now, there is an ability to open up the cafeteria wall and see into office from CCTV, but it's still a very dangerous angle to challenge. And if Guidance Gaming are aware of it, it will likely get them a kill instead of the other way around. Miracle from the ventilation balcony will be able to get the first kill onto VNX.
This might allow a quick push in from the Thermite to destroy the wall into the archives, and this means a much faster entry from Guidance into the site for a plant. Or you might just completely forgo it and just go for a plant from the balcony doorway. I mean, there's a lot of ways to get this done, and they're going to start by burning out ADSs and at least forcing the smoke of MIDI back by using 2 gas canisters at the minute 12 mark. That's a pretty darn good bait here by Guidance. This shotgun being pulled out, but MIDI will not venture out just yet.
Speaking of good bait, the firebolt not landing onto MIDI means that he is going to be able to hold his position. A poorly placed smoke means that he can also potentially get some kills here if anyone attempts to push him. The gas canister to deny the thermite charge will be unsuccessful. Thermite is detonated. Now, a Brute going to feel the pressure from the attack. A very lighthearted peek here. He's getting the marks from his teammates. Could go for a pre-fire, but he's wary of somebody holding his angle. The smoke is from behind, though, and he will actually take down Miracle through said smoke. Very surprising. Aconite will get one. Alpha also gets another. Velvet, though, fighting back onto Alpha. This is not all lost yet for RDevilS, although the attack has been really properly executed. The firebolts not placed amazingly well, but they will hold Vitz in place. He will deny him the push and denial of the defuse plant, and he will die to Aconite as he attempts to do so. Velvet, the last defender alive in the middle of the hallway. He's only got to hold out for 7 seconds, but the diffuser's being planted, and there's plenty of cover. He kills the cover, though. That's highs, and it's a 1 versus 1, both on so low HP. 1 bullet from either player's gun will kill either one of them. And this is all on now Aconite to simply play this passive. He has every possible advantage. All he needs to do is wait but it's a long arm from the Legion! Aconite can't get the kill, and the Legion will win it! Oh, God, no! A terrible way to win a round, but totally justified. Velvet will take it, and RDevilS get the round. No!
That's so unfortunate. At least nowadays, it's not like back in the day where long arming literally meant long arming it to like hit it from 2 meters away.
It's the same range though.
Yep,
Yeah,
it's the same range.
People think they nerfed the range when they changed the animation.
Exactly the same.
It's the same freaking range, and because of that, not able to deny. So there is nothing, just to be clear, there is absolutely nothing Aconite could have done there. If he attempted to get off rappel, to get a tighter angle.
He gets peeked 1 bullet.
No, I mean, even that, he wouldn't have had time.
Yeah, he can't even run up. Yeah,
there was no time. If he stayed on the rappel and tried to get a different angle, he could not get the angle from there. There was no way to accomplish that kill for Aconite. As soon as he was on rappel, the round was over. As soon as the Legion started disabling the diffuser, the round was over. And that is really upsetting to see for Guidance Gaming.
But, you know, that kind of helps RDevilS a lot in the morale section, because now they're like, you know what? This is not done just yet. We're going to fight this one back, even if it means we long arm every single diffuser.
You see, just to be absolutely clear with you guys, there's nothing wrong with long arm.
Oh, yeah.
It's a part of the game. It's not some kind of exploit or bug or anything like that. It's there. It's there. And it's go ahead. It's basically just disabling at the longest range possible. The debate that is brought up often surrounding long arming is it's maybe too far away. Maybe you should have to be closer. But of course, that's a debate for another time. And in this match here and now, 1-1, a very heated one at that. As this is constant back and forth on both maps so far.
This might actually go to map 3, looking at things
I expect it, yeah.
So far. So, yeah, well, we'll get to see how this night ends or doesn't.
Yeah, maybe power in all of Brazil goes down, and then suddenly we don't get to see an end to this, or conclusion to this night. That would be unfortunate, though. Velvet, the first kill, and the sledge goes down. So, good start here for RDevilS. Potentially 2 in a row.
Yeah, well, there you go. It's Alpha now on the balcony as, on the, what do you say?
The ventilation balcony, or north balcony.
Yes. Back in the day, you had the rotation from the roof. Don't do that anymore, by the way. I see so many people trying to do it in rank play.
What are you talking about?
The rotation from the roof.
Oh, yeah, the little drop thing?
Yes. Just don't do that anymore, by the way. Only do it if you're playing against me, because this means you're dead. Great. There you go. Thank you very much. But middy's in, and Vince is going to play behind the mirror window. They have 2 to play with here. Interesting thing is that they're using both mirror windows in cubbies inside of either the desk and army. Oh,
ooh, that was tight.
That was a tight shot there. Miracle will go down. Unfortunately, not enough. The grenade from Highs. Perfectly timed as well here with the information, and it's just a frag fest. VNX will get one on Alpha. Now it's Highs. And unfortunately, Aconite just moving in from the main spawn here. I want to call him Acolyte. It seems like a better name, but it's Highs will get one, and Aconite will turn into 2v2. There's still VNX on site, and a Velvet holding on from Customs. They can walk into the site. They have Heart Breach. 2 Texan Dynamite sets are available. No grenades, unfortunately, from Highs, but there is the skeleton key to be used. Now, will they just walk in from the front door? It seems like this might possibly be their best bet. They both look into the ventilation window. Velvet is looking to maybe impact the window. No, he reveals his position. Will have to fall back and does not get any damage done here. Now, what High can do is, I don't know if the tension has been reinforced. If not, then he can destroy the top of it and find the angle on the Legion with this amount of time left. But no, he's just gonna fall back.
For a little while there, I thought that it was just a surefire RDevilS round. Aconite would have vaulted into B, and he is spotted, and VNX will get the kill through the wall. Excellent placement of those shots from the Jaeger. And it's all up to Highs now in the 1 versus 2. Ideal operator for this situation, but he's not going to get the advantage as he peeks. He will take down VNX, but a last defender in the hallway, not exposed to the buck. Hyze will likely be aware of this based off the marks that have come out from his teammates and pre-aiming, but looking the wrong way at the wrong moment. Velvet wins the fight, and RDevilS will take it, putting themselves up 2-1.
Unfortunate there, and you mentioned the marks. They were right there.
Yeah, well, I believe they were actually in dark spot, just on the other side of the wall. But either way, there's no. He should have been looking to the left. There's no way the Legion rotates all the way over to the right by Custom's door.
At that point.
Yeah, that would be a very confusing rotation. And on top of that, there was no time for it. So you're right that, like, yeah, he should have been looking left. That was a mistake. Could have possibly won that fight if he was looking in the right direction, but not so.
It's, it always is hindsight at that point because
of course
of the amount of stuff that's happening in that situation. It's a clutch position. You're a 1v1. There's 10 seconds left, and nerves will a lot of times overcome you, and you're not able to really focus on the correct position, and there you go.
It happens. It really does, and it's the sort of thing that you refine and fix over time. Longer period being a professional player, and it stops getting to you. But of course, not been a professional player before, so give him time. Possibly, if he gets into Pro League, that will change. It is, I guess, entirely possible that he won't, though. That's the scary thing. We have 3 teams playing today. One doesn't get to be in Pro League.
Yeah, and that's
good odds.
Yeah, it's a 50-50, right?
Well, no matter what, looking really good for RDevilS. 2 rounds in a row, and those are, of course, the only 2 rounds where they had 5 players on the board. Might be a 3-0 right now, if not for those disconnects.
Even though Guidance's first round was very well executed before the disconnects, it might have turned the other way. We've seen RDevilS clutching round after round at this point, in 2 rounds in a row with 1v1s. Yeah, it's consistent play, and we'll see Miracle being brought up here on the Jackal with the PDW-9 again. He'll have to move in and possibly find any footprints if there's any available. There you go. He'll get one, and that's the Jaeger. It's going to be detected. We'll find him in the back of admin as Hyze now moves in to take control of the stairs.
So this is a bathroom teller's defense, which of course relies heavily on holding the top floor. If you are unable to hold the top floor, then the vertical pressure you feel on tellers allows for an easy plant for the attacking team. So it's very important that VNX and Vits are able to hold on to this top floor over by the fountain and offices. But not an easy thing to do, especially not with the Jackal marks coming out. The information is abundant here for the attacking team. And while there are mirror windows in place to help this hold, they are not going to be the only thing that will save you in this environment.
Yeah, you need to waste a lot of time here. Even 30 to 40 seconds is more than enough for the attacking side to come in and clear you out. And Grenade's going to get lobbed in, try and compound the damage on the Bandit of VNX, but none will come to it, and he'll have to fall back. Nitro Cell actually is in hand. He can use it to peek this angle, and there are 2 players in the armory, but they're not peeking him just yet. He'll go for it and land the headshot on Plush. Now, can he find the other 2 as he rotates back into the archives? Hyze will find him and take him out in the buck. Vidi will get one, though. Miracle is down on the floor. No more Jackal. Velvet, beautiful play there with the punch hole. He'll get one. It's all up to Hyze here from... Oh my god, what a shot from Vits. Guidance left with only 1 player there at the end, pretty much stalling in front of Fountain. Everybody trying to rally in from one angle. That doesn't really work out now, does it?
That match was, that round rather, was actually quite long, but it ended within the span of about 20-30 seconds. So very well done there to RDevilS to collapse upon Guidance Gaming's attack. And gotta say, Guidance, a little too tunnel vision there. Attacking offices from just the main hallway. There are other options, You can come from the balcony. You can thermite your wall into offices, especially considering you are seemingly aware that the Bandit is playing inside a fountain, which means he cannot possibly be tricking the office wall. So maybe try opening that. Once you've got that open, you've got a good push in to office itself. And office proper, and you don't need to deal with the mirror window that is positioned in archives. So maybe a reevaluation there of the attack for Guidance Gaming could have helped them out somewhat. Unfortunately for them, they did commit too much to that push in through the fountain wall, and they were very unsuccessful. They managed to get the Bandit, but not much else happened in their favor. Now, that was a successful Bathroom Tellers defense, and if you can win Bathroom Tellers on border, you can win pretty much anywhere else. I'm not saying it's the worst site on this map, I'm just saying the other two default sites are easier to defend. They've got a more tried and tested and true defense meta.
That's why they're the default sites.
There you go.
Kind of all right there, I guess, but there you go. Red Devils are setting up again. You mentioned default site, the armory. They put their bandit shock wires up on the wall. The main entrance. Midi's opening up the rotation hatch. VNX is going to play from below. You mentioned the ban on the Pulse earlier. Hello.
All right, then.
That's a great start right there.
Yeah. So 2 rounds in a row we saw...
Did the bandit go for a peek?
I honestly don't know, man. No matter what, easy free kill.
Yeah.
There you go. Good, like you say, good start. That's 2 rounds in a row. We had Red Devils get the first pick, and very early in the round. Now we see Guidance Gaming get the first pick very early in the round. And they're going to need it, because attacking onto Armory, definitely the best site for most teams, and Red Devils were successful. I'm going to say it, the one time they got to defend it as a full team.
Yeah, basically, at this point, let's just not jinx it.
Yeah. So, Alpha holding off for C4 from below as his teammates Thermite open the armory wall. So far, a good attack from Guidance Gaming. Of course, the early frag being to their advantage. And on top of that, they have now the proper avenue to push into the site. They've also disabled half wall using the Ash from below, so everything's working out. Vitz could throw a monkey wrench in the plans though. Oh, bad timing on that shot. Sees the pre-fire from Alpha and gets a little bit spooked. Because of that, his position given away, and he will eventually be droned out. Not getting aggressive, not seizing his opportunity.
He has no rotation out of that ventilation room. Which is very unfortunate, because he either has to dive out the window or dive out from the main doorway, which in both cases should be easily covered and checked by Guidance Gaming here. He'll walk in and whoa, Alpha finds the free shot on a Vitz. That's his second kill of the round. VNX will get one on to Alpha, cleaning him up. Finally the Ash is out.
Oh,
Crowd
no.
will just peek out, and no, they're all down in the smoke. As 2 players will go down. Miracle coming in with a PDW9. He'll get 1 kill. But now suddenly it's a Prowl all on his own. The EMP will get thrown in. Miracle trying to scout things out, and maybe he can find the footsteps of the Mira in the back, and they'll find her. They spray into her, and Miracle will get the last one. Abro will go down, and Guidance Gaming will take the second round, but still advantage for Red Devils.
That was a pretty substantial recovery there from Guidance Gaming. It was about to end in a 4-1 in the first half, but they managed to recover it just at the end in the nick of time. Props to them for that, though the round was very rocky. It could have gone either way, and we've been seeing that quite a lot from both teams. The last 4 rounds, I want to say, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Really heads or tails on who's going to actually end up on top.
Yeah, and that's what proves how exciting this match can be. But there's still a lot of holes in the strategies, either a defense or an attack. And it just seems like one round they're exploited by one team, and then in the other one they're taken by the other. There's just no consistency in the plays, I guess.
Yeah, that was a really weird round for a number of reasons. So the diffused planter was down. He was the first attacker to be downed as they were pushing in through the armory wall. And yet, the recovery from the attack was substantial enough to allow for a round win. It was very close, though, and I have to imagine if Alpha weren't able to get that first pick, and if he weren't able to disable the C4 from below, we would have seen a very different result. This would probably be a 4-1 right now for Red Devils.
Yep.
So props to Alpha for the first kill and getting that mute. He didn't get VNX on the third person he was able to see in the round, but the damage was done. He did do his job, and because of that, Guidance were able to take the round and recover that half somewhat. Now they will go to their defensive half, and I believe they're starting on what appears to be bathroom tellers, which is a little bit weird. You don't usually see that as the first sight.
It definitely will throw your opponents off guard, but the fact that there's the thermite in play, it means that, you know what, things aren't that complicated. You know, you can use that utility as best as possible. You have an entry from the bottom floor, but also you have to contest the top floor. You take control of the balcony, the hallway, you have Zofia, you have a Blackbeard. All the angles are literally all yours for free if you can actually drone in and put yourself in better positions.
And that's the weird thing. We're seeing a Blackbeard and a Zofia. We haven't seen much of either through this whole match. They've been kind of in the back seat, which is, you know, Blackbeard I get, but Zofia really not being played.
Come on, man.
It's just weird.
Ridiculous, preposterous.
We've even seen more Ashe than Zofia, which is so 2 years ago. Now, Guidance Gaming have a lot of open holes here. They have great control vertically, but it also means that if they lose this vertical control, they lose the round.
Yeah. And I mentioned it before, even with 30 or 40 seconds left on the clock, that is not enough time, a lot of times, to really be in. If you're on the defense, you need to waste more time, as much as humanly possible, for falling back. I mean, even sacrificing bodies, and you see the Buck will be the first one to fall. Good shot from Aconite. I
mean, honestly, on this site, the top floor is the real anchor position.
Yes.
You know, the actual site it's too dangerous. Velvet coming in from the east stairs, and this is why you don't anchor. It's just you're too exposed to these angles. VNX will take down Miracle. Alpha does refrag onto Abreu, so it's not all lost here for the defense. They're keeping it going. VNX has also eaten quite a lot of damage, so his shield quite, well, less substantial than it otherwise would be with full HP as Blackbeard.
A very good point.
The fallback here from Guidance Gaming is in full effect. They have fallen off of that top floor, and a great flank from Aconite onto Vitz. That's perfect timing to catch the Twitch off guard. Velvet has been playing this position through the whole round and has done nothing with it, really. Definitely needs to be influencing things a little bit more directly as the Zofia. VNX, his second kill onto Aconite, the only one of his team to get any frags thus far, but he has eaten even more damage, and he will die very likely to a single bullet from any opponent at this point. Barrett's barrel spotted there for Velvet, and some fire going towards the bathroom, but not enough shots will land to be lethal, and he will in fact be downed. As a Zofia, he can pick himself up, but it might be not enough, as with one, or actually pardon me, I believe it's 3 HP or 5 HP, you're not going to be able to win enough fights to win the round. Guidance Gaming take it and even things out 3-3.
It's a pretty efficient round here from Guidance. The site might have thrown RDevilS for a loop, but you know what? It was perfectly played from Guidance. They knew exactly when to fall back, which angles to hold, and those picks that they had gotten throughout the round helped them considerably in their defense. So, you mentioned 3-3. RDevilS are possibly not going to bring the Zofia again. I don't know why they wouldn't.
I mean, it's whatever. Zofia is not essential, I suppose. It's just usually people consider her to be a more optimal pick than operators like, for example, Twitch or IQ. I mean, it depends on what you're trying to accomplish.
IQ, understandable.
Yeah, I guess.
Twitch,
again, it depends on what you're trying to accomplish, but I don't know. It's just weird. She's the go-to soft destructor these days. So even if you bring her instead of Buck sometimes, I would say Buck is definitely better on this site. Good. I mean, on Border in general, Buck is essential in my opinion.
Yeah.
Being able to open up on a lot of the sites is super important. But anyway, it is weird to see less Zofia being played. It's interesting that we're seeing Blackbeard yet again. I definitely agree with that decision by RDevilS because GG seemed to struggle somewhat with VNX on that Blackbeard. Of course, the only people to die on the defense there died to VNX. So that is quite substantial. And I think RDevilS are going to lean on that a lot harder moving forward on this second half.
Well, again, this is going to be a defense down in the workshop and ventilation. The Ela is the interesting pick here from Guidance. Of course, with the Mira being available, there's a few ways to get her done on the bottom floor. But the Ela, if you can play those stairs correctly, even really any up-close position, that Evo can do a lot of damage. And even a lot of teams have completely forgone the Scorpion Evo and are running the FO12, which with a long barrel is one of the best guns really to use, not one of the best shotguns available in the game. So yeah, there's quite a bit of damage that can be done with the Ela. She's obviously not the powerhouse that you used to be, but you're not going to feel safe if you push the Ela up close.
She doesn't have a laser beam with 50 bullets that
great times.
Spreads death and destruction amongst the attack. No, she's not that anymore. How long was she like that? 6 months?
A year ago. We were going into 6th Invitational with the prospect of, if you don't have a dedicated Ela on your team, why are you even playing?
Yeah, no, those were the days. How far we've come. Now,
we got Lion.
We still have Lion. Yeah, Lion is still a problem. And that's why he's been banned for both of these maps. And that's why we haven't seen him played, as is so often the case in any competitive match. Velvet gets the first kill onto Miracle. So there goes the Bandit. No more Bandit tricking here on the top floor. But of course, it is a bottom floor defense. So Red Devils, while they are clearing this top floor out, doing it very slowly. And they will have to address the basement when they actually go for the site take. Interestingly, there is no hole in the wall to bathroom from Guidance Gaming, and it's not reinforced. So the setup overall from the defense is very odd and leaves themselves exposed to things like this. Here we go. Thermite onto the teller's wall. Angles open. Midi will capitalize, and he will take down highs.
And nobody from Guidance sitting in the bathroom there, and unfortunately, that means they lose out on that huge position. The Blackbeard will find one more, and he eliminates Aconite, and now this gets very problematic. You have the Ela and the Jaeger still alive. Fragging potential, sure, but the diffuser's been planted, and you're playing for a retake. Ela at that range, that don't work no more. Yeah, especially when you're fighting the Blackbeard. You know, usually you can chew through that shield pretty darn easily, but not at that range. Plus, going to try to find the angle, but beautiful play from Red Devils. They fall back, and that's how you do it. You take him out. Unfortunately, Alpha's on his own. He'll have to drop, and the angle's already been held here by the Buck in the bathroom. Turns around, naps a kill, Ella's down, and round goes the way of Red Devils.
Red Devils read that perfectly, I have to say. They determined that there were too many roamers upstairs in the armory to deal with, so instead of dealing with them, they simply opened up Office's wall, took control of Offices, isolated the angles from above there, then pushed in through tellers to bathroom. Now, because they were doing such a shallow attack from the outside, they weren't exposed to anything but vertical pressure from, you guessed it, Offices, which they already had control of. Because of that, they can open up the walls into the site, pick apart the defenders one by one, and eventually go in for the defuse plant. Because they had been able to take out so many defenders, they were not pressured when planting the diffuser, and the round was all but over considering how much coverage they had established. Really great positioning from Red Devils, and Guidance Gaming's defense saw through and picked apart one piece at a time.
Now we'll see if the bulletproof camera here can save the day. Give them some information. I wonder where it will be set. Well, mind you that the bulletproof camera has 3 ways of being used, basically. You can screw it on a completely indestructible wall, on a reinforced wall, and on a soft wall. And really a lot of props in the game as well. So there's a lot that can be done. Now they set it up in a position where they can watch the entirety of the office, which is a pretty darn good spot. Now you have a read on opponents trying to come into it and maybe push you out of it. So it's a good position. They are playing, there you go, if we can actually see the sites they're playing in the Archives and Armory, so it's pretty standard sites that are being played here, and they'll have info on that. Alpha, in the meantime, will actually play in the Offices for now.
Yeah, usually a temporary position that is fallen off of once the player feels that he's being too pressured. Now, this is the first attempt for an Armory hold from Guidance Gaming. They have gone to ventilation and bathroom tellers. Physically, they were successful on bathroom tellers and not ventilation, but so be it.
Alpha just watching the main stairs. Nobody coming up those just yet. Miracle's in the security room, CCTV. You hear the Buck already destroying things here from Red Devils, remodeling the outside of the site to their advantage. They want to look down. Maybe there's some defenders spraying from below, going for baits. Always possible, even with the pulse not being available. Plush holding in still CCTV, has a mirror window to look all the way down into the fountain and all the way into the admin room. He's not really being pressured, but there is a player on the opposite end, and he'll remodel the site himself with a bailiff. and have some info on players coming in from the outside. Unfortunately, he'll get taken down. As we all know, Blackbeard at long-range fights, he's probably going to win them. Miracle trying to peek here against one player at the outside balcony by the cafeteria room. Can't really do much with that. Highs will get a bit of damage done to him as he sits himself in the archives. Wall's already been opened up, gas canister thrown in, and this entire round is falling apart for Guidance Gaming. Alpha all on his own, and this is not looking too good here, Michael. There you go, it's all over.
Yeah, so this is definitely map 3 material that I'm seeing right now from RDevilS. I think a big part of that is that Guidance Gaming have absolutely nothing to answer back at with that Blackbeard. The Blackbeard has been every time, and we're talking about VNX specifically, has been every time he gets into a fight just tearing his opponents apart. Looks like we get another rehost here, and that is unfortunate.
Okay, so
we're going into it. Yay! I was a little worried for a second there. We were seeing a lot of talking in the chat.
They're asking like to the okay, like is everything okay? And
it's like, oh please.
Yes.
Oh please. All right, so Armory Defense, Guidance Gaming. They have had no success here thus far. Of course, only attempting it one time, and it was the previous round right before the rehost. So, not a very large sample size here.
No.
But definitely was a dominant round for RDevilS. We could see that it was one-sided.
And yeah.
That was a oddly long load in there. Looks like we've got it all. It's all working though, right?
Somebody's running this on a potato.
You know, honestly, actually, I don't know what that is. It happens a lot. It happens when you play ranked. You play like 10 matches in a day. It's gonna happen 3 of those 10 matches where every single round the load in is slow. And I'm not sure if it's someone's internet, if it's someone has a potato PC, like a slow hard drive, or if it's the friggin' servers. Because it seems to always be something different that's blamed. You know, and I don't know what it is, but it happens so consistently. It makes me think that it's somehow like a server-sided thing. That's what I imagine it would be, because it's consistent. Like it's a thing that happens almost every match, and it doesn't always happen to the same people. Then again, sometimes it does happen to the same people, and you can point out that finger, put a finger at that person, and be like, either your internet's slow or your hard drive sucks. We don't know which, but something's going on right now.
Still running an old SATA build with like those huge cables that are like 3 miles thick. They're trying to load your game on it. Rogue9, please find us the answer. Thank you very much. So Alpha will.
He would be the one.
He would be the one.
Yeah, to make the determination there on what that is.
Test it, doctor.
All right, so this match, Midi working his way in downstairs. Of course, playing Buck. He is the optimal operator to push in from below on this site. He can open up so much from underneath and do so much damage. The one thing I have to critique RDevilS for, though, is Midi's droning himself in downstairs. Why is that?
Yeah.
Just anybody, take some time out of your day and drone your teammate downstairs. Why are words hard for me right now? And then once you've done that, he is positioned to wreak havoc on the defense.
Yeah,
and
that's the thing. Like droning for yourself, not great, especially when you put yourself in the line of fire.
Waste time.
If you have a player that's just not doing anything, just have him doing it. You know.
And even if you have a bunch of players, even if everyone's occupied, taking a little bit of time to drone somebody else in there, it's more efficient.
Yeah.
It's just straight up more efficient. It saves time. Anyway, Midi has worked his way in, and he is disabling the batteries. So well done to the Buck, single-handedly pushing his way in downstairs and doing the job that is required of him. Because those batteries are taken care of, the Thermite will be allowed to Thermite his way in through the B wall. But there are quite a lot of cameras positioned here for the defense, an abundance of information, and this push could be held up if properly played by Guidance Gaming.
Yeah, Vit's trying to find the angle here, but unfortunately it's the diffuser carrier who will go down, so a brow here on the Thermite without even being able to open the wall. I'm not sure what happened to him there to just fall down on the floor. I know what angle was held by his opponents. No damage done either here as well on the IQ. Miracle get the kill on a Vitz, and it's a good start for Guidance, I have to say. Midi, even though he's done the damage from below in terms of anti-utility play, it was just not enough to really get things going here for Guidance, because look at the amount of time, Michael. There's not much left in a 5v3 advantage for Guidance. Midi will get one on Alpha, but the angle still being held by Highs. Now, he'd love to have a C4 to play here with, but none of that is available. Plush will get 2 on the Maestro, the Alda doing work, and VNX is the last man alive, as this is looking like a 5-4. There you go. Aconite finishes it up. Of course, high rate of fire, high damage on the Vector up close versus the Blackbeard. That shield will melt like butter.
Wow, through the wall, too.
Yeah.
Good information there. That, of course, is the Valkyrie camera that was positioned inside of offices through the whole round. So much info for the defense. Very useful. Got to give massive props to Aconite for that.
So now it's potential overtime.
Yeah, we're 1 round away from just that. Guidance Gaming only need to get this next defense, and lo and behold, they get to go back to Tellers, which was their first bomb site, and the only one other than Armory that they had success on. And Armory was actually, I think, a little bit less dominant in their favor. So Guidance Gaming clearly formidable on Teller's defense, and they will be comfortable, I think, going back here. But what's this? Velvet going to 6-pick into a Blitz, comboed with the Blackbeard. That is a lot of operator that cannot be challenged directly. Very dangerous for Guidance Gaming. And they already struggled so much with the Blackbeard. I can imagine that they're going to struggle even more with the Blitz. This could be exactly the thing that RDevilS needs to avoid overtime.
Yeah, we'll see how the Blitz will try to walk into this, because we've seen other Latin American teams be very, very successful on push. I mean, we mentioned, like, if you can have the Ying, the Blitz, Monty, something, it can really disrupt your opponents in this, and maybe this is the thing that RDevilS require.
Yeah, and on the note of Latin America, I mean, if we're talking about a region that is synonymous with Blitz, then it's Latin America. So, not a huge surprise. Also, probably a tool that RDevilS are very well equipped to utilize. We'll see. The setup overall from Guidance Gaming downstairs, you can see they're trying to put a lot of disruption up. Lots of castle barricades, lots of just normal reinforcements downstairs to slow down the push. And that's going to allow for these players upstairs to be more influential using those opened holes and probably get some extra kills as RDevilS attempts to push. They've also put Plush downstairs in the bathroom. I really like this position for a Maestro. He can use his cam still, but he is the optimal operator to fight back from that corner using his LMG, the Alda. And he's got the ACOG played along angles as well. So
who would have thought?
the perfect kit.
Literally one of the best defenders nowadays. The Maestro brings quite a bit to the table. Will he be able to deal with Velvet, though? That's the real question, as the Blitz positions himself on the Easters. I don't know if he wants to reveal himself just yet to his opponents.
Yeah. Of course, he was 6-picked into, so they don't necessarily, or the defenders don't necessarily know that there is a Blitz in play.
And that's why you want to keep it as safe as possible as a pick. You don't really want your opponents to know about it until it is time to strike. And the Viper Strike Slither, at least here, will come in. It'll destroy one castle barricade, but my god, Aconite hits the shot, takes him out. Velvet will have to move in here from the archives as he opens up bit by bit, tries to spray at range, and I don't know if that's going to work. No, he does not get it. It's the Buck, his teammate, that gets one. VNX will get one more, as Midi will find one more. The flick on a Miracle, taking him out. And Midi turning around, and Alpha will go down, all up to Plush now in the 1v4 with the Blitz alive. We talked up the Maestro, but is he really the master of this situation here? It's just RDevilS looking to plow their way through this round and potentially take this whole series in a map 3. We'll see. Plush moving and information being relayed in as the drones will walk around. He puts himself in the prone position. Tries to lock out the floor here and get info on the Blitz. Unfortunately, that's why you get the shield. And he unfortunately cannot get the angle. It's Midi yet again. My god. He'll destroy Plush there at the end. And Midi, beautiful play there at the end. I have to say, there's one player that stood out this entire series it's MIDI, and Leaf is running the Diamond Charm from the very first season. It's interesting.
Is quite, yes. So, RDevilS winning map number 2, and that means we are in for a third map. That will be Clubhouse.
I want to see how that gets played. Will we see a Maverick? Will we see Double Mute Bandit? Are we going to see Pulse Band? Are we going to see Smoke Band again?
I think we're going to see Habana Band. I think we're going to see Lion Band. I think we're going to see maybe a Pulse Band. That would make sense, considering...
then a Maestro and or an Echo, depending on.
Yeah, it could be a Smoke as well, too. And Pulse and Smoke on the basement are pretty useful. But we're definitely going to see Habana and Lion, though. All that theory crafting, though, aside, we got a little bit of a break before we get to the third map.